Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and you're watching Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Joining me, as always, are my co-hosts from the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks podcast, Rebellious D and Double OT Terrific Trav. How you fellas doing today?
Woo!
Splendid. Splendid.
Hey, I love to hear it. You know, we are going into the Great Turkey War. It is almost here. It's almost here, and I just got to know: are you guys ready? D, are you ready?
Oh, hell yeah.
Trav, are you ready?
Born ready.
Hey, you guys already know I'm ready. Y'all know I'm ready, man.
I'm ready for them after Thanksgiving naps. That's what you're
yes, sir. Turkey sandwiches.
That's right.
Yes.
So, joining us today, we have another incredible guest, voice actress, Molly Searcy. Molly, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you, Benjamin. Do you like Ben or Benjamin?
You can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me Shirley.
No, just don't call me late.
Around here, we like to call him Banks.
You can call me Banks. You can call me
Benny.
You can call me Benny, Benji. When I'm cosplaying as Jotaro Kujo, I'm Benjamin Joe Banks. So, yeah.
Okay. Do you ever go by B squared?
You know, I've never been called B squared, but just
how
for
do we
you.
never think of that?
Yeah. Just
John
for you.
Cena, a sidekick right there. B squared.
BB, yeah, right
BB.
there.
And see, that's why I'm saying, like, BB's Bizarre Adventure.
Well, don't be throwing up gang signs.
I got Trav and I got Rebellious D. They're my BB bros.
BB bros.
BB
Whoa. we can go without that one.
Hey, BB's kids. Hey, I like it all. Look, I already know that we laughing right now, and we need a good laugh because, like I said, the Great Turkey War is approaching us. And, you know, Molly, before we get into the interview, are you ready for the Great Turkey?
For Turkey War? Like, you mean for Thanksgiving?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm talking about the Great Turkey War when all the turkeys, they try to come after us, and we got to fight all of them. I just need to know, are you ready?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm also ready for Thanksgiving.
Where are we going with this right now?
I don't know, but I will tell you that my birthday is sometimes on Thanksgiving. Last year it was on Thanksgiving, and this year it'll be the day after. So I'm always ready for some kind of turkey event in my life.
Okay.
So,
all right. Look, the guys know that when the Great Turkey War approaches, it's just like we are ready to throw down because I mean, we got three main enemies up here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. We have the Great Turkeys, we got the Great Gingerbread War when the Gingerbread King tries to come after us, and then of course we got Michael. Now, you know, just to let you know, it's because of the three of us we saved Christmas for all of the little boys and girls around the world because Michael he tried to ruin it, and Santa Claus was actually on the episode and he said thank you to us for that, and that's legit, you know. So
that's legit.
It really happened.
It really
Queen
happened.
Cersei tried to come in and destroy it.
Banks on he don't know, Trav. He don't know. We got a real villain on the pod. I gotta
let people know. I just gotta let people know. So before we get into today's interview, everybody that's watching, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit that bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And D, like you say every time,
as always, other episodes of the podcast found in the description. Like, follow, subscribe to the channel, and thank you all for watching and listening.
That's right. And Trav, what is your tip of the day?
Hey, tip of the day, man. When other people wearing their glasses, you show up with the glasses.
Take it easy. Trav, take it easy.
Oh my God, that's funny. Oh my God, because I'm sitting here like, do I want to take my glasses off and join D? But I know last time I took them off, like I couldn't see anything, and
we like to see around here.
Yeah, exactly. Don't do it. Don't do it.
One of the worst experiences. I was dating this girl, and we had went to a con, right? And she left her glasses in the car, so I was just like, we'll just keep on swapping between my glasses, right? And I tell you, that was one of the worst decisions ever.
Yeah.
What are y'all, the Three Stooges? Wearing glasses.
It was just
why
didn't you
just break them in half?
Yeah,
each one of y'all just get one.
You take a scouter and she'll take a scouter.
Oh my God. Banks, what does the scouter say about his power level? It's over
9,000.
But no.
But also, hold on, because for some people, they not be watching this on video. We got to talk about this pen that Molly keeps holding up. Let them know what this pen is.
Oh, it's just a pen, but
Happy? That's Happy.
Sticker or it's like tag. It's a cat.
It looks like Happy from Fairy Tale. Pretty sure.
Well, maybe it is. I don't know.
I thought it was. What's the Cartoon Network show with the fish?
Gumball.
Gumball. I thought it was the thing from Gumball this whole time.
Well, it could be. I don't know, but I like it, and it's very good for writing.
Right.
Oh, nice.
And also for pointing at things and accentuating. You give a physical exclamation point there. You see.
It's true.
I know if somebody was pointing at me with a cat pen, I would be afraid because
I'd die for cover.
Especially with this bit, because this is
yeah.
This is high class.
Watch out for the
Crit
tail.
damage.
Watch out for the tail. So, Molly, one of the first questions that we always ask each and every guest up here is, what is your origin story? Every hero or villain has one. So tell everybody who you are.
Oh, Lord.
That's smart.
I'm a person who was born. And
start.
Yeah, and I'm from Houston originally, and I was born and raised there, and then I went to undergrad at the University of Texas at Austin, got my bachelor's degree in theater and dance there, moved back to Houston for a spell for about 8 years, and worked as an actor and did some other things too. And then I decided to go to graduate school for acting. So I moved to Dallas and went to Southern Methodist University for my MFA in acting. And then I graduated in 2020. Whoa, what a great year to graduate. And then I've been living and working in Dallas ever since. And I've been a voice actor in anime since early 2013. So in a few months, it'll be my 10-year anniversary in the industry. So that's exciting. A lot has changed. And it's just it's so wild to think of where started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Hey, it's Drake's birthday too.
And it's Drake's birthday, and go Astros. Let's not forget that. Go Astros.
Thank you very much. Go Astros. This is a diehard fan in the good times and the bad. So
hands up, baby.
That's awesome. Just mentioning that you started in 2013 and, we're almost in 2023 now. We hear so many times from voice actors that have been voice acting for so long, the changes of, how much harder it was to get into it back in the day compared to now. Like, what are some of the things that, were different back when you first got into the voice acting game compared to what goes on today?
Oh my Lord. How long you got?
We got 3 hours, so let's go.
It was a lot different. I mean, it was more, I would say the genre as a whole was more niche. It was less, we didn't have all these streaming services that we have now, for example, which weren't, readily available on your Roku TV, High Dive, Crunchyroll, Crunchyroll existed, but it was way more obscure, and they did, for sure. The website was a lot funkier, and
that's funny you say that. I was gonna say they still rocking the same UI though. So.
Yes, I mean this is true. Yes, they kept that uniform, but it was harder to understand, and and they didn't own Funimation and all of that. When I first started, well, we'll start with the buildings for one. Since anime luckily has become embraced by the masses, and it's become less of a thing. It used to be a thing where it would be you could be called you're a nerd, or you could be called, you could be bullied for it or whatever, and that might still happen. I don't know. It's been a minute since I've been in junior high school. So I don't know what's going on, but it seems like less of a thing. It seems like it's more widely accepted.
Yeah.
Yep.
As a medium to be into, and thankfully that's the case. I think also you see a lot of prominent pop icons coming forward and showing their interest in the genre. And Megan Thee Stallion, she was in, I want to say, Japan maybe like a month ago or a month and a half ago, and she performed in a full like Sailor Moon getup. She's been very vocal about her love of anime and support of that, and she's a cool person. She's a Houstonian also, and and that kind of makes it more accessible, I think, and like more okay for people to be into and less nervous about being bullied for it. But I mean, like at the time, more of a niche thing, and I would say there were way fewer titles. It was a less competitive market in a lot of ways. It was more like because it wasn't like constant simuldubs and constant like all this stuff coming out all at once. It was more like slower pace.
No, for sure.
The first studio that I started in was this hole in the wall in a shopping center in an area of Houston called Harwin. And it was this unmarked building that was very dark and very like the inside was really it was at Sentai. And Chris Ayers gave me my first job, and he really taught me so much over the years and really shaped my understanding of the industry. And I will forever be grateful to him. And then in Toonami was a thing, it was a big thing. And in 2015, when Akame ga Kill came out, that Kyle Jones cast me in as Akame, that was like a very stark shift in my trajectory. And and then I went to a couple of conventions, but they weren't as like
mainstream.
It wasn't on the level that it is now. So it's just grown so much, and it's an awesome thing. It's an awesome thing that it's grown, but it grows and changes so fast that you really have to like keep your finger on the pulse of what's going on to know like whoa, like how are we doing things now? Okay, here I am, bebop boop.
Before we move ahead, I just want to say, rest in peace to Chris Ayers. Like, he was an awesome person, just like you said. And two, he was from Virginia. That's where we're from. So, hey, put the V up, A down.
Oh my gosh. I didn't realize he was from Virginia originally. I knew he had been in Houston for such a long time, but I didn't know that. Yes.
Right. We got a 9 degrees the Kevin Bacon thing going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, something else too I wanted to piggyback off of was when you was talking about, anime still kind of not being like mainstream back in the day. Like, whenever I interview cosplayers on Who's That Cosplayer, which you guys can check out if you want to head on over to our YouTube and check out those interviews. Like, whenever I interview some of the younger cosplayers, like, they'll tell me that anime was still like a niche thing in 2012. Like, it wasn't until Attack on Titan that anime started really blowing up. And like, me being older, I'm not gonna say my age, even though our listeners and viewers know how old I am. They like, I would think that, Naruto was the big one, because I remember coming up, like, it was just so popular and everybody was doing it. And I just thought that Naruto was just this huge thing, but it's just like to find out that it wasn't. And it wasn't until Attack on Titan. It's just crazy. And yeah, I mean, like, the world changes, like you said, Meg Thee Stallion. Something that me and D always talk about is like when we were in high school, you had a bunch of undercover nerds, because it's like most of those people that are nerds now, like in high school, it's just like they cared so much about their image. And it's just like, if I say I like Naruto or One Piece, then it's just like they're going to treat me like they treat everybody else, which is sad. So it's really cool that in today's world that you can actually come out and be like, yeah, like I like this anime, I like this cartoon, I like reading comics, I like playing video games.
Changing.
And nobody's gonna come at me.
Anime is aged similar, Banks. You notice like skateboard and black growing up. Like it wasn't, that shit was like, it was like with anime. It just aged about the same. Like it's okay for anybody of any color to do it now. And it's like anime, closet nerds back then.
That's right.
Yeah.
Everybody was closet nerds. They didn't want to talk about it. They thought it was going to get swirlies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, swirlies. Yeah. You read
bro, that was more of an 80s thing, bro. Like they won't still giving people swirlies.
You don't know that, Banks.
That is true. That. I don't know.
When I took Zoe to open house, who's my daughter, by the way, Molly, the amount of Demon Slayer shirts that I saw was insane. Yep. Like when we were coming up, you were lucky to see kids with Dragon Ball Z shirts. It was like two or three of us that had Dragon Ball Z shirts, bro. Yeah. The amount of kids I saw with Demon Slayer shirts and Spy Family was insane. I was like, what is going on here?
Yep.
So, it's so wild.
Yeah, it's great that it's changing though, you know.
That's true.
Oh yeah. It's just like, it's great, but it's just like mind blowing because it's like y'all say, like you'd be called out, you know, you'd be like, you're a nerd, you know, and that was not a cool thing. It was not a good thing to be, you know, that was like, uh-oh, I'm going to be picked on the school bus or whatever, you know.
It is what it is now, you know. I'm just glad it changed and kids are getting more exposure to this stuff, you know.
I feel like, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I mean, it's so hard to say because the last like 2 years being in the pandemic was just like what was up and what was down and what is reality. But I feel like it really, really took off big time in the last 2 years because we had so much time at home and we were looking for sources of like comfort and joy and entertainment. And I feel like a lot of people turned to not just like Hulu and Netflix and all that stuff, but also to Crunchyroll and to streaming and to binge watching shows. And I guess because so much has happened that we're just at this point, it's very like live and let live, where it's like, you know, just who cares, you know, like who cares if you like a cartoon show, you know, or like who cares if you want to, I don't know, just live your life, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
To your point, Molly, like for a little bit there, nobody knew if we were going back outside, you know. So like, who cares?
Ding, ding, ding,
yeah. So it was either play video games or watch anime, and you know, Molly, to piggyback off of something that you were saying about like all of the streaming sites out there now, and going back to voice acting. It's just so much content came out because of the pandemic, because people were working from home remotely. Is that something that you enjoy doing, or are you one of those type of people that enjoys going to the studio and being around people?
Well, both. I mean, both. I'm in a very fortunate position where I, during the pandemic, was able to record remotely from home. But I will say, you know, having the option now and the ability to go in studio. At first it was like, you know, because I was very nervous, you know, about you've been in a bubble for the last, you know, year and a half and all of this. But being back in studio has been so awesome. Because it's like, oh my gosh, I've missed my friends, you know, I've missed seeing y'all. And the studios have been so awesome about health and safety protocols. And, you know, there is an entire team at Crunchyroll, for example, that does a deep clean of everything every time an actor goes in and out of the booth. And, you know, you can really take care of yourself as best you need to, and as best as makes you feel comfortable, or not, you know, like it's whatever works for you. and it's really great to be able to see people and work with people. And there's just nothing like being in the studio with someone and getting to see the director and the engineer in front of you and getting that real-time feedback and being able to read social, like the facial expressions and things like that. Because when you're only hearing it, sometimes there are things that, like, I will get a lot of information sometimes from people's oral posture, you know, it's or something's just tone of voice or something, and that will help me a lot. And also, selfishly, when you're in the studio, you know, I don't have to be the engineer as well. Like, I don't have to do all these other things. I don't have to constantly mess with the gain, and I don't have to fix the mic myself, and I don't have to, you know, save the file and export it a certain way or whatever. Our brilliant engineers do all of that, and they are the unsung heroes of the job. They do so much. I mean, and they make us sound good and and not like buffoons. So both are great, but if I had my druthers, I love being in studio, you know.
Awesome. So, you know, Trav, you know, he's somewhat of a mix engineer himself, and I wanted to pass the ball to him because when I was doing my research on you, I saw that, you know, you did a lot of theater stuff, and Trav is our theater guy. So Trav, I'm passing the ball to you. Take it away, sir.
He calls me the theater guy like I'm a theater major or something. You know, we bring on all these theater majors, and he's like, he's the theater guy. But no, I definitely wanted to circle back to that, you know, with you coming out and getting your degree. Is theater something that's kind of in the past for you now? You know, since you're doing so much voiceover work, or?
No, it's still very much something that is a part of my life. The most recent show that I did was this summer. I was actually in, I was in a production of The Odyssey, and I got to play Cyclops, which was really
awesome.
Cool.
Nice. That's awesome.
It was fun. I had like a big head and, you know, a lot of like, mime work, but also like, just, I don't know what you would even call it, mask work, I guess, but it's just huge. And my arms were a certain way. It was so cool.
It was like, what, prosthetics, right? Isn't that what that's supposed to be?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it was so neat. And I love it. You know, stage work will always be, you know, super close to my heart. I started my, you know, actor performer journey as a dancer, as in ballet, and I love the performing arts a lot. And so I hope to be able to keep doing it for the rest of my life. For the time being, voice work is taking the sort of, like if it was like a pie graph, like it's taking up a big part of it.
The front runner of the career right now.
But I still keep, you know, I still want to do theater every year and every few months and that sort of thing. And what's really cool is that a lot of people who are in voice acting are theater folk too. Yep. And there are some people who have a group that does Shakespeare here in Dallas. It's run by Marcus Stimmick, and you've got Caitlin Glass, and you've got Sean Gann, and lots of folks who work at Crunchyroll all the time who are really into theater, and it's cool because we all love it a lot, and we also love being voice actors too. So both. Let's do both. Why not? ¿Por qué no los dos?
What's some of your favorite productions, though? Not even ones that you've been in, but like what are, you know, what you grew up on, and versus, you know, some of the newer ones that you love.
Oh wow.
A theater guy. There he goes.
I mean, no, he's like a major.
Well, go ahead.
I didn't grow up seeing a lot of. Well, I saw some theater. I mean, when I was a kid, I loved Cats, for example. Loved Cats. Thought Cats the musical. Can't get any better than that. It was singing, dancing, acting.
Until they put out the movie. And then it did.
Right. Well, and yeah. But I just thought, and I loved Cats, the animal, and so I was just like, this is the greatest thing that's ever been thought of. You sing and dance about cats. Wow. You know, and then and I loved like Phantom of the Opera and all that. You know,
classics.
Oh, very much. I loved all the Andrew Lloyd Webber things. Right. But I also just I really grew up in the ballet world, and I thought that was what I was going to do for a long time. And my obsession was with ballet, and there are so many ballets that I love. I love Giselle, I love Swan Lake, La Bayadere, Coppelia, and then all of the Sleeping Beauty as well. Just lots of them. Theater productions that stick out in my mind now that I love, that kind of hold me together sometimes, where I'm like, oh my gosh, this job is really hard. You know, if I'm doing a show that is not exactly what I wanted or something like that, like how why am I still doing, right. All that kind of stuff. I think of these shows. Let the Right One In. That was. Do y'all know that movie? It's
good movie.
Great.
The Swedish version, not the Matt Reeves.
Yeah, you're right.
American
you're right, Trav. You're right.
Hello. Thank you very much. Well, in 2016, I got to see a production of Let the Right One In. They staged a production. National Theatre of Scotland staged a production, and they brought it on a tour, and I saw it in Houston at the Alley. And to this day, one of the best things I've ever seen. Everyone, all the actors were just on it, amazing. The choreography was amazing. The play itself, amazing. The lighting design, the sound, everything. The direction, it was directed by John Tiffany. And, he directed Harry Potter and the Cursed Child on Broadway. And he's directed, a lot of things that are incredible. Loved that. And then I also, there was a group called Knee High that was based out of Cornwall, England. And they were sort of a jack of all trades group. Like you had to, they did everything. I mean, you were an actor, but you were also like a circus performer, and you would sing, and you would like, sort of like how Stomp created their own sound. They did everything. Oh, Stomp was cool.
They used to show that in my band class all the time. And we're gonna watch Stomp today. And I'm like, yeah, all right.
Well, there was a group that used to rehearse behind my house.
Say that again.
Right there in the woods.
There was a group that used to perform behind my house. Yeah, I called the cops and they scatter, but just kidding.
Hey, well, you gotta be careful because, like Trav said, like right across the street in the woods. You don't know what they
I love street performers though. Like anytime we go to a wrestling event, because typically we got to go up to like Richmond or out to Hampton or the Norfolk Scope. They're usually out there, drumming, doing whatever. I always super enjoy street performing.
Singing. That's something cool about like when you go to New York. I mean, like you see that everywhere.
Down there in the subs.
Trav?
Sorry, there's a lot going on here.
It's all good. For our listeners that couldn't see, it's just like we were all just up here, just messing with our hair. You know what I'm saying? Having a good time, having a hair party.
My hair is very curly and they're, insulated. And so it gets really wet. So I have to like put it on top of my head. But sometimes it does it's like, what direction am I going in today?
That's its own thing.
As long as it's not going in one direction. You know what I'm saying?
That's what makes you beautiful.
Hey, we love singing, Molly.
Well,
hey,
we do love singing up here.
We do love to sing. A lot of people, they know us as the band 3 Town. And we sing the hit songs like We Don't Talk About Bruno, Nobody Like You,
town near you, you
never know. Hey, we might show up in Houston one day and be doing our thing.
Great, love that. I can't wait. I can't wait to get that your Christmas album. I've heard.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Hey, look, we got Let It Snow. Santa Claus is coming to town. Trav, what other songs we got up there?
Hannah-Banks.
I saw Mommy
Jingle
kissing
Bells
Santa under the tree.
He said, I saw Mama kissing Santa Banks.
I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus.
Yes.
Yeah, all the
classics.
All the
and
classics.
A new original Christmas hit of ours, You'll Shoot Your Eye Out, Kid.
Hey, I like chestnuts roasting over open ramen
fire?
Over ramen bowl. I like that one.
But hey, Trav, did you have any other questions, or did you want to pass it to me or D?
I was about to pass
I'll go. Me?
the puck over to D.
Hey, thanks, man. Hey, no, it's the ball like Corco.
Okay.
So Miss Molly, question for you: if you had 2 tips to give anybody looking to get into voice acting or acting, I guess, what would you tell them?
Oh, that's such a good question.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm always like, I want to, it's so hard to, I panic whenever anyone asks me like for advice or whatever, because I'm like,
oh yeah,
I don't know what to tell you.
I totally understand that.
It's like, so the house is on fire. It's like, Molly, what should I do? You're like, I don't know.
I would say, I think it's very important to audition as much as possible. Just audition for everything. Just you never know what you may be hired for. And even if you think that you're not right for something or something, you're just like, oh, I have no shot. Why am I even trying? Audition anyway. Because you just never know. And why put limitations on yourself? So audition for everything. And the other piece of advice would be,
don't wear white after Labor Day.
Yes. Actually, no. Wear whatever you want whenever you want. I never understood that.
I don't know where that came from.
I don't know what that means either.
Me either.
It's just like are both of y'all just
what?
Because Molly got
I
up.
thought D was about to bring out, the story.
I thought it was like Stranger Things. I thought D was
I thought D had beef with somebody. Oh
there
my
we
God.
go.
Reflection.
Yes.
I like that. I love the glare.
Hey, no, but for real though, D, I thought Beckman was snatching you up and you was floating.
Get more into character. I got the villain glare.
Bro, I love it.
Hey, D, you got to do the thing with the glasses. You got to push it up.
It is.
Hey.
Homeboy from One Piece with the claws.
Hell yeah.
Where were we?
Yeah, we snowballed.
I had to do it. I saw him and I was like,
I think the last thing that I would say,
yes,
like advice-wise, would be you're only in control of so much, you're only in control of what you do. And so you just take care of you and your business and then let the rest be. So by that, I mean, you control, showing up on time, you control warming up, and cooling down, taking care of your voice. You control being cordial, being easy to work with. That will get you, that goes a long way, Not to
For
say
sure.
that you need to compromise your boundaries or your or your safety or anything like that.
Yeah.
But just being like, go with the flow. Directors in every genre will say, I would rather work with someone that I know is easy to work with or that
Versatile.
I enjoy working with.
Yeah.
Versus someone that's like more difficult and maybe highly skilled but very difficult to work with. It behooves you to just take it all in stride. But it can be very easy to get bogged down with comparison or with, I've got to get to the next thing. I gotta get to the next level up. We want to level up, but if you're
She said the word.
But if you're constantly, and it's a lot easier said than done, because the nature of being an actor is you're constantly hunting for the next job because it's contract.
Would you call it sporadic?
It can be very sporadic, and it can be a very feast or famine, and it can be like, oh wow, I'm booking a lot, awesome, and then nothing.
Right.
And it's a fine line between asking yourself, what am I doing? Is there something I can be doing to book more, to improve my sound, to improve my skills, versus maybe I just am not right for that part.
Yeah.
So, because you can't go totally in one direction or another. You can't say, oh, well, it's not me, I'm perfect. But you can't also say on the opposite end, like, me, I'm the problem. It's
you have to be able to take criticism. A lot of people can't do that,
Yep.
Yes,
that's true.
Yes, be able to take criticism but like be able to take criticism without. I mean, it is constant learning curve. Like I'm still learning. Be able to, because sometimes you have to know yourself well, get to know yourself well, and trust in yourself, and surround yourself. This would be my ultimate advice. I thought of it.
Super.
Surround yourself with your solid foundation people who love you, no matter what you're working on or not working on, whether you are rolling in it or you're broke as crap. It doesn't. Know who your friends are and keep those people close and nurture those relationships, and nurture your family relationships. And sometimes, family can be the family that you choose as well. Yeah. But it's like, just take care of those people and they will take care of you. And as long as you have your support around you, you will be able to get through anything, because this job is wild, man. I mean, it is wild. And it's great, but it's also a lot of things that school will not prepare you for, reading a book will not prepare you for, watching a YouTube video about doing these things, it's not going to prepare you for it. There are things that will come at you that you're just like, whoa, I didn't know that this was part of the business. And it's okay, because you figure it out. But during those hard times, you can lean on the people who love you. And that's my biggest piece of advice, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
I got something random, because I thought of this while you were saying, like, maybe this part's not for me. Have you ever... It's kind of a two-parter. Have you ever seen, like, an actor and be like, damn, they're so good. Why aren't they in more stuff? And then also on the flip side, see an actor, and particularly Naomi Watts comes to mind, because I've always said this about Naomi Watts. She's an incredible actress that for some reason does not pick the right project, like, ever. Because everything she's in is bad, but she's never bad. Like, she's good, but everything she does is mostly bad. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on that?
I thought
What are
Trav
you
was being
saying?
absorbed.
What are you saying? The Ring wasn't your favorite movie of all time?
Well, I just seen The Watcher, and she has another one, something like Can't See or something like that. It's a French remake. That's on Amazon Prime, and it's terrible. I mean, terrible. But
like
she's not
Watcher,
terrible
Trav?
in it. Like, she's killing it. It's just a terrible movie.
Trav, you didn't like The Watcher?
Oh God, no.
Okay.
God.
Man, I was on the fence. I was thinking about watching that. Sorry.
No.
You know.
No, it's bad.
Thanks,
But yeah, what do you have anybody like that? And also, well, why does that happen? If you're privy to anything like that, like, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's great questions. Great question. I definitely meet people and see people who I'm like, oh my gosh, this person is so good. Why are they not in more things? And there could be any number of reasons for it. It can be they just aren't in the right project yet that will help them, you know, be better known. There can be sometimes schedule reasons, like sometimes people's schedules won't allow them to work on. Sorry, my dog is hacking.
That's all good.
We're a pet friendly podcast.
Yeah, usually my cat
we have
is in
pets
my
make
lap,
cameos up here all the time.
I have
That's
no
all
idea where
good.
he is right now. Kind of strange, but
yeah. So there can be a variety of reasons, and you just hope that the person that you see that's like super awesome, you know, will get noticed and be seen. And I tend to think that happens. It's just sometimes it can take a lot longer than maybe you would think or you would hope. Patience is a really important thing in life, but also in this job. Sometimes things happen very quickly, and sometimes it can take a lot longer. But if you stay the course, I do think that, I don't know. I think it's worth it. I mean, I think it's like the tortoise and the hare thing. I think slow and steady wins the race. Mm-hmm. And the other thing, to your Naomi Watts point, I also think she's an incredible actor. One thing about being an actor, though, is that unless you are unless you're like Leonardo DiCaprio or something, you don't always get the luxury of choosing what projects you are a part of, or who hire you, or who's going to cast you, or whatever. It would be great to be like, yes, I want to be in this movie, or I want to be in this TV show, and I want to audition for it. But a lot of times you don't even get the audition for it. Or if you do, you know, you may not be considered for XYZ reason. And so in Naomi Watts's case, it could be that the projects that she really wants to work on, she's not able to audition for them, or, you know, because they haven't asked her to. Or
so is that part of the politics that go into Hollywood?
I mean, it's a whole world that is very complex. I also know that, like, she's someone, I believe I've heard her talk about wanting to be challenged, and so she's worked on like some really, like, she worked on a David Lynch film, Mulholland Drive.
Mulholland Drive. That's one of the ones where it's like, that was an incredible movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's wackadoo, and it doesn't make a lot of sense, and none of his films do.
Right.
But they're a real challenge for that reason, because you have to know your given circumstances at all time. You have to know like what is going on in order to function in a very illogical, time circular sort of space. Right. And I think for that reason, she probably likes it. I don't know. I know she's a mom too, and she's very, you know, probably busy with that. I think I understand. Did y'all read or see that interview recently with Christian Bale where he was talking about the projects that he's worked on and so on and so forth?
About saying if Leo didn't turn down these roles that he wouldn't have a career.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, I saw that.
Exactly.
I heard about that.
So like, and it's wild because I think of Christian Bale as like incredible actor, and who wouldn't want him to be like first on the list? Like, this is the person that I want. But it isn't, you know, like he's a lot of things. Like Leonardo DiCaprio passed on American Psycho, and you know, Christian Bale was phenomenal in that film. He was also paid the least amount possible for his work in that movie, which is mind-blowing. They also tried to do the movie without him and the director in it. They tried to get like bigger names at the time, but he, you know, fought for it and all of this. There's just a lot of things that go into it that are out of your control as the performer, and sometimes you know, it's hard. That's why I think a lot of people create their own stuff.
Right.
But
like,
also,
you know,
yeah, I'm sorry. Go for it. Sorry.
Oh no, you go.
Oh, thank you. I don't help myself, you know? No, I just wanted to piggyback and say that I think also what goes into the consideration for actors and actresses projects too is they get comfortable with certain directors. You know how certain directors always have their people, like Tim Burton and Johnny Depp, for example.
Right.
He's always got a place with him. So I don't know, and there are lesser names that are in with a certain director that just stick with that director too.
That's true.
You know, and that could go into the politics.
Let's just hope he doesn't have a place in Beetlejuice too, though.
Hey, I need Johnny Depp in that. I don't know what you're talking about. I need him there.
So
is that happening for sure? Is Beetlejuice
no,
happening?
I think it's just online.
Yeah, they've been saying that for
Somebody's
years.
trolling.
Yeah, they've been saying that for years. But
of course.
Molly, I wanted to ask you to piggyback off of what you were saying about Naomi Watts and her liking challenges. Have there ever been any roles that you've done that were a challenge for you?
Oh my gosh, yes. They're all
supposed to say no, never.
No, they're all challenging. I mean, really, truly, like, and I know that may sound like cliche or whatever, but like every role, whether it's on stage or voiceover or whatever, on film, anything, they're all challenging in their own way because they're all different. Every character is different. Every medium is different. Every director is different. You are playing characters at different moments in your own life, what's going on in your life, what you're capable of doing, your scope of knowledge changes. Every single one is different. Some of them are closer to you. Some characters, I think innately you might understand more because they might be closer to who you are or your scope of understanding, and some are farther away from you. So some might take a little more imagination to get there, a little more research, and some feel more like a second skin. I love both. I love the that it's like, oh, I get this, I know this, like super, like this is just coming to me. And I love the ones that it's like, I have no idea how to play this. I have no idea what to do. And I'm going to freak out a little bit. And then I'm going to ask the questions and I'm going to get there. And it's part of the whole knowing yourself thing, knowing how you work. I always tend to have a bit of a moment where I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then I'm like, no, it's fine. It's fine. This is all part of my process where like I get excited and then I freak out and then I'm okay and then I freak out a little more and then we're there.
Nice.
Yeah.
So something I wanted to ask you now is because this goes back to the start of the interview where it's like anime is so much accessible now because of all of the streaming services and whatnot. And I feel like when it comes to like voicing so many characters and different animes, it's just like these animes, it's kind of like TikTok in a way, where it's just like you watch it, then you go to the next one, you go to the next one, you go to the next one. Now with Akame, you know, going back to when we really didn't have that many streaming services and whatnot, like, did you guys think that it was gonna become the classic that it was? Because, you know, we hear from so many different voice actors. Like, we interviewed Richard Epcar, and he had worked on Lupin the Third, and he didn't think that Lupin the Third was gonna become big over here in the States. Like, did you think that Akame was gonna become big, just like it is?
When I first recorded it, when I recorded the first episode, I had no idea that it was going to be a part of Toonami. I just recorded it. I thought it was a really cool show, and I loved the character. I was like, "Ooh, this is cool. I love her. She's so fierce and so strong and so, you know, kick ass and everything, or kick butt." I'm not sure where we're at.
Oh no,
everybody gets one.
Yeah, this is a PG-13 podcast.
Everybody gets one.
Everybody gets one F-bomb.
I do it when I want.
Everybody gets one F-bomb. We keep it pretty PG up here.
I'm like your drunk uncle, you know, just stumble in, say a couple things.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, and then I remember I got a message from Kyle Jones one night. I was sitting on my couch. It was like the week after we had recorded the first ep, I think, and he was like, "Hey, just so you know, Akame is going to Toonami, so get ready." And I like freaked out, and with excitement, but also I was like, I don't know what this means, you know, and I got all kind of teary and excited, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is uncharted territory. And I don't think anybody knew that it was going to be something that would be so beloved and well received, you know, 8 years on. And everyone who's a part of it is just so grateful that people enjoy it. And the number of people that come to me at cons or, you know, in another sphere, and they're like, that was my first anime, you know, like that was the show that really got me into anime. Or they're like, wow, that anime was cool, but man, it was so sad, or man, it was so this. I've had people talk to me about, you know, that it's gotten them through different moments in their life. And that is I always get, I'm a very emotional person. Yeah. And it just means a lot. And it got me through a very difficult time in my life as well. My mom had passed away a year before we recorded Akame, and I was still very much processing acute grief at that time, and going through that journey of recording it and going through everything and all of the highs and lows and losses that happen. There were many moments that were so cathartic and special, and the way that the group of actors and crew really supported each other and uplifted me at that time was something I'll never forget. And Kyle Jones especially just really, I'll be forever grateful to him. I can't say enough about Kyle and Shannon and Chris with Sentai, because they are like forever like my family. They have held me up through so much, and in like really good times and in harder times, and they're just three of the best humans that you could ever meet. And now I'm getting all verklempt. Yeah, that show has just, it's meant everything. I mean, it's meant everything, and I'm so grateful to be part of it, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this industry where the people who do this work have so much heart and I gotta get to the next question because I'm just gonna get.
Well,
it's cool.
I do want to piggyback and say, we're big fans of Sentai as well, and we know the work that Kyle Jones does is that he just really puts his all into the work. Like, he cares about what he's doing. You can tell because everything that he does, Food Wars and Dora Doro and the new Vinland Saga and all these things, he really puts everything into it, and that's why all of his stuff usually comes out good. But I wanted to circle back around and say, when you got that call to say that y'all were going to be on Toonami, when you come in to record and you don't know this information that you're going to be on Toonami, what was the show going to be on? Or you just had, was it just going to be a DVD show or?
Well, I think so. From my understanding, from my, layperson understanding, I think when shows I think there's usually some talk around certain shows, whether they're going to go to Toonami or not. But it's very we'll see sort of thing. Yeah. And so there can be shows that people are like, oh, I think it's going to go. And then they never do. Or there are shows that it's I think it's going to go, but we have to wait and see if it happens. And these things are very clandestine and very close to the vest. And they never say unnecessarily or there's a lot of, as we all are aware, I'm sure, there's a lot of NDA stuff that goes on in this sphere, and appropriately so, because they want to keep the integrity of the work, and they also don't want to put anything half-baked out, and they don't want anything to be yes, this is for sure happening, and then be just kidding, no it's not. So I suspect that it was something that had been talked about, but it wasn't something that I knew anything about. And I think that they just, for sure got the approval, and that's when they, let us know. I know for sure it was going to be on DVD, and it is on DVD, and I have the DVDs. Oh my gosh. Remember DVDs?
Yeah.
True.
I miss DVD players though.
VHSs too. I still got the DVD VHS combo. You never know.
With the TV or just separate?
No, the box.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is I still got the Akira on VHS. That's all I know.
Do you play? I mean, do you watch it? Are you able to
No, I try not to.
Yeah.
Those things, people say that those things are they have limited value.
Oh, I was gonna say
so many times.
Last VHS I went to go watch, I had the TV with the VHS DVD combo. I put in one of my old VHSs, it ate it up, and I said, I ain't putting no more in there.
You gotta be careful.
You gotta be careful.
Those VHS tapes are like gold mines, man.
Yeah, I just leave it in my shed, and
in my
locked
shed.
away, out in my shed, locked away.
I've never heard D say shed like that before, ever, until out in my shed.
Look, man,
and we all from the South, you know what I'm saying?
Take it easy, boys.
So, yeah, Molly, I wanted to just ask one last question, and then we're here at the end of the interview, and then D, he always has his famous questions that he loves to ask. And my final question is, because the Great Turkey War is approaching us, I gotta know, what is one of your favorite dishes that you like to have on Thanksgiving?
This is a great question. I really, really love the yams, the sweet potatoes.
Yes. With the marshmallows?
Oh, I love the marshmallows. My mom used to make, she would make this whole, she would put walnuts and brown sugar and all this stuff. It was just next level. It was just
she's trying to knock
blow
you
your
out.
head off.
Yeah, she's
trying to put you out.
I love how they disguised this dessert as an actual like main dish, so they can just get away with eating dessert for dinner.
Yeah, that's true.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
Like real talk, like I've never had walnuts on yams, and it's just like I really want to try it now. Like I've always had marshmallows, but
Yes.
you know, the marshmallows, the brown sugar. I remember one time I was cooking yams for it wasn't for Thanksgiving. I think it was for like a dinner get together. And my grandma, she was just like, you got to make sure that you add the syrup and honey. I was just like, oh, I didn't know that you had to add the syrup and honey. So it's just, that's what I love about cooking with parents and grandparents, because it's like they teach you those secrets.
Knowledge.
But yeah, now I'm going to have to add that to the list.
Day. Hell yeah, do it.
All right. So, D, we're here. You know, you're not in the
home.
Speed Force this time. You're not in outer
like
space.
the Astros. Let's bring it home.
All right, fellas.
Yeah.
Saddle up.
Okay.
No. Okay. First question. Favorite 80s or 90s movie, or both if you have one of each?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Favorite 80s movie, it would change all the time, but I'm going to go with Uncle Buck right now.
Nice.
Classic.
Okay.
I love that movie so much.
Hell yeah. R.I.P. to one of the
Hey,
greats.
Ryan Reynolds is doing a John Candy documentary.
Yeah, I can't wait.
No,
I
it's
can't
Wait
wait
to see that. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
John Candy was
Yeah, he was
The best.
He was one of the best.
amazing.
Yeah. Now,
Favorite 90s movie? I don't even know, man. There's just too many. There are just
what
too
was
many.
the first movie that came to mind when you thought about it? What was the first thing that popped in your head?
Well, As Good as It Gets, because I love that movie so much.
Okay.
It came out in 97. It has Jack Nicholson in it. But
Mhm.
I also really love I really love The Cable Guy. It's so
Underrated movie. Underrated.
Mm-hmm.
it's so bad that I love it so much. So yeah, I gotta put that in there too.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Mhm.
D?
Hang on, guys. Not sure.
He said, "Hang on." Hey, I guess Michael's
Michael's coming to get him.
Michael is coming
Hang on,
to get him. Hey,
hang on, y'all. I'm hanging in there.
We'll
there
keep
He's
we'll
back.
lift up
Zoom's
prayers.
trying. Yeah, hang on.
you say Run started to play. It showed the anime character
Namaste.
flashback.
Uh,
D was like, I gotta get this thing to work. If I don't,
Yes.
then the world is gonna end.
We're
Please,
praying about
Almighty.
it.
Maybe if we sing, maybe if we start
It's because
singing.
he
Yes.
don't wear the glasses, is what it is. The glasses came out.
That's what it is.
Hey, we need to start singing like they was doing in Midnight Mass, and then D gonna come back.
Yes. Somebody come out with the Leonard Cohen Hallelujah.
Oh no!
Oh, my-
Michael snatched him up. He said,
Yeah.
"Come here."
You know what? I still can't say that word. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Like I can't sing that song because I can't.
Well,
say
what do
the
you
word.
say? What do you say?
I have to say it slowly. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Like
I don't know what
I've
you was
never
about to
been
go
able to
with,
say this
Trav.
word.
He said,
How do you say it?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Did you go to church growing up?
I did until like the age of 10.
That's why. Like we was always up in the church, man. It's just
Hallelujah. Did I say it right?
Hallelujah. I don't know
Yeah.
what you was trying to
I
say.
don't
Yeah.
know. Look, I like to go to luau's.
Get off me, Michael. God.
That's
Sorry,
right.
guys. He's trying to pull me into the Speed Force.
Hey, D, can you say hallelujah?
Why?
Just
Just
say it.
Just say it.
I almost said something. Hallelujah.
I can't say it.
Yeah,
Hallelujah.
Trav can't
Hallelujah.
say it. Molly, can you
Hallelujah.
say it?
Yes, because Trav, I'm going to give you the secret.
Okay.
You
give me a
got
secret.
to, at the very end, you got to throw some Ariana Grande in there. You got to go, yeah. So you got to go, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Okay, hallelujah.
Hey, when you said you got to throw some, the first thing that came to mind was that
Throw-
Rich Boy song.
I'd throw some
D's
D's
on it.
Stop that.
Throw some D's. But no,
No,
D,
God.
go ahead, sir.
No, that did
Alright.
help though. That did help. Hallelujah.
It's still saying I'm unstable, but as long as
Hey,
y'all
but we
hear
can
me,
hear
I'll
you.
move forward.
That's
No,
always.
We've
though.
been on you
Yes,
unstable,
thank you,
bro,
bud.
but you know, the internet connection's fine.
Well, D, go ahead and ask that question.
Does it?
Yeah, you're good.
No, he froze
Okay,
again.
second question. Growing up, was there anything that spooked you, scared you, and stayed with you? Whether it was a creepy lullaby, doll,
Frozen
weird
image.
tree. What you got?
Yes. Unsolved Mysteries scared me, but Robert Stack, the host specifically, scared me so bad. I mean, scared me so bad. I was convinced that he was hiding in my bathroom. Every time I went to the bathroom, I thought he was going to be hiding behind the shower curtain.
Bloody Mary. This man just.
I don't know.
I thought you were about to say you were fully convinced he was behind all the unsolved mysteries.
That too, probably. That too. He was just so scary. Like, he was always lurking, like, in the shadows with his trench coat.
With his trench coat. You know? And fog.
Yeah. It's so crazy that you say that, because me and Dee was literally just talking about Unsolved Mysteries earlier. And I was just like, yo, they're going to bring Unsolved Mysteries back, and the host is going to be Michael. Well,
they did bring it back. The season 3 starts.
Yeah, but they're going to bring it back with Michael. And he's going to have on the black trench coat. And he's going to be wrecking havoc. But it's just like, now I'm sitting here thinking about, like, the trench coat, and I'm just picturing, like, Inspector Gadget hiding behind the shower curtains. And be like, hey, Molly, how you doing? Oh my God, man. No, that's funny. So thank you so much for answering those questions for Dee and Molly. Like I said, we're here at the end of the interview.
We're glad you got to see your answers.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. And before we let you go, let everybody in social media land know where they can find you at.
Okay. I am on Twitter at Molly Searcy. Imagine that. Oh my gosh, it's my first and last name. On Instagram, I'm at Molly Searcy Official. I have a website that's mollysearcyofficial.com. I also just want to thank you, because you put up this amazing slideshow of all these photos of mine behind you, and it is so amazing. I'm like,
I didn't even notice it.
I didn't even. So look, whenever we interview people, it's like I have the Magic TV from Pee-wee's Playhouse, so it does that on its own, just to let you know that.
Oh, well, I think it's amazing, and I'm just like, look at me. Oh, look at me. No.
Yeah.
Who is that?
It just made me think of 10 things I hate about you. Oh, look at me. Look at me.
Another classic. Very good movie.
Hell
and
yeah.
It's also based on Taming of the Shrew by one William Shakespeare. Speaking of,
hell yeah.
Speaking of theater. So thank y'all so much. This has been so awesome.
Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for coming on. And before we let you go, Trav, let them know where they can find you at in social media land.
That's right. I'm on the Instagram at ZKAudio, and I'm on the Twitter at TRAVIOSCK, where you can also find me on the Letterboxd, ranking and rating my daily movie watches. D, my man's back. He's here.
Yeah, here
no
I am,
glasses
guys.
still, but where they gonna find you at?
As always, you can find me at rebellious_D23 at Instagram.com. We have a lady in the room. Thanks. If they need a hero, where can they find one?
I need a hero.
Only a hero. That's how you do it, Trav.
Hallelujah.
Hey, next time.
Molly taught me how to say this word. I'm so hyped right now.
Well, Trav, next time somebody asks you what your favorite Gundam character is from any series, you say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
That's a real person. Do it.
Oh my God.
Hallelujah.
But yeah, you can find me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, at KingBenji_Banks on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. You can find me on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. Thank you all again for watching this interview. Molly, thank you so much for joining us. Y'all make sure that y'all support her on all of her social media accounts. And when you go see her at a con, be like, hey, I watched or listened to the episode that you were on of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And now I know how to say hallelujah. So with that being said, y'all be prepared, because the Great Turkey War, it is here, it is coming, and I just need everybody. What do I always say? It's just like, let's raise our defenses, let's get the army ready, and somebody get this man a shield. Right. So with that being said, keep that pinky up, stay positive. We'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Peace.
Thanks again, everybody, for watching another episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Podcast, we got that too. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and hit that bell for further episodes and notifications. Thanks a lot to our patrons. And if you don't mind, join the Patreon. We'll be having new specials coming up soon.